You know, it's been quite some time since I've done a proper media analysis type video. So, you know what? I thought, why not rectify that today? The last video I made on that kind of topic was 8 months ago, and that was on LGBT headcanons, which, shameless plug, go watch that if you haven't already. But, yeah, that's gonna be, gotta go back to the roots, so to speak.
Now I see something red.
So yeah, good to be back making these kinds of videos again. And yeah, this is a topic that I'm pretty passionate about, to be honest, because God, this really irritates me, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I want to bring your attention to this because it is basically what I'd call a disease, a brain rot, if you will. Basically, there's this particular group of people online that seem to be very passionate about certain kinds of main characters when it comes to media, whether that be movies or video games, TV shows, or what have you. Basically, people with a one-track mind saying every character should be this and nothing more. And if any main character is not written the way they want, they just say, yep, you know what, this character's trash, annoying, insufferable, yeah, just, nah, get it out of my face. I don't want this catastrophe of a character on my screen. Now, I'm not saying characters can't be bad or annoying or just downright insufferable to watch, because they can. In fact, I know quite a few characters myself that I absolutely despise, but there's just this particular group of people that just don't see what they want in a character and immediately assume trash. One of the most egregious examples being Izuku Midoriya in My Hero Academia. Now, when I first started, when I first, got into My Hero back in 2018, I found out before that, through the good old internet, that Izuku Midoriya was one of the most hated characters in his own anime. And it was all for one reason, that people did not like this character, and that reason has become more and more stupid the more My Hero Academia lives on. You probably already know what I'm talking about. The problem they had with Izuku is that he cries a few times in the show. Sometimes it's meant for laughs, sometimes it's meant for, actually serious scenes in the show, but people really did not like this man for basically showing emotion. And it wasn't even a constant thing. He cries a few times in the show, but most of it is for serious reasons. I'd understand if he was crying all the time with every little thing, but that's not what happened here. What happens is that a character is fucking showing emotion. Now, if you don't like his, writing, or you don't like his design, or anything like that, then that's fine. That's completely fine. If you just think he's not that good of a character, okay, that's your opinion. But hating on him just for crying a few times it's just some bullshit, man. And that's the thing, no one comments on, how he's written, or how he's perceived, or his character design, or anything like that. The main reason that people did not like Deku back then was because he cries. You should have seen the amount of hate this man was getting back when My Hero, the anime My Hero, first started. Calling him the worst anime MC just because he shows emotion. Calling him annoying just because he cries all the time, apparently, even though he only cries when there's a serious moment or it's, played up for a laugh. Like, with the amount of people dogging on him and calling him annoying, you'd think this man was the original Ashley from the original Resident Evil 4. But even then, I didn't really find the OG Ashley to be that bad. Sure, her voice was kind of bratty and annoying, but other than that, she wasn't really that bad of a character. And from what I heard, she actually got some character development and got less and less annoying. I think most people really hated her because she was constantly being taken by the enemies all the time. But even then, I don't really think that's the character's fault. I think that was just like the limitations of AI in video games back then. I haven't really played much of the OG Resident Evil 4. I played it through the Quest at one point, the Quest 3, and yeah, that was pretty fun. And even then, I didn't really find Ashley, the OG Ashley, to be that bad of a character. I think people were just really exaggerating how annoying she was. And it was like that with Izuku Midoriya. People really over-exaggerated how bad of a character Izuku was. Like, sure, he has some character flaws, I will admit that, but even then, he's just a alright character. Like, I think he's a good character. He's not my favorite character by any means, but still, I think he's a decent character. And the only character that gets popular in this show is Bakugo, the literal bully of the show. And I just find that very strange. And I have no quarrel with you if you like Bakugo. I mean, I like Bakugo myself. I think he's a great character. His redemption arc, absolutely masterful. I just find it very strange that Deku, whose only dream is to just be the greatest hero, gets overshadowed by Bakugo, who was only in it just for the fame and the glory. Like, yeah, this kid whose dream is to be the greatest hero ever? Yeah, nah, fuck that, let's idolize the guy who's an asshole. Like, this motherfucker literally told Deku to kill himself just because he was quirkless, and people still idolized this man. And this was before he was even going through his redemption arc. Like, when I first watched My Hero and saw Bakugo, like, this is just me personally, I saw Bakugo the first time, and I'm like, wow, what a fucking asshole this guy is. Someone who was supposedly supposed to be the main character's childhood friend turned on him quick just because he got a quote-unquote cool quirk. Which, by the way, a little message for Season 1 Bakugo: explosions, not really that impressive, man. I mean, humanity's been doing that for decades, even before quirks existed in your world. So, yeah, not really that impressive in all honesty. Sorry, that's just a little something I've been wanting to get off my chest for ages. But anyway, back to topic. Simply being a good character that has good morals, good head on your shoulders, just like an all-around nice person isn't enough anymore. You want to know what people really want these days? Big, strong, masculine, alpha sigma males that aura farms all the time and gets all the girls. Case in point, Solo Leveling. The amount of edits that absolutely ruined my For You page of this fucking Sung Jin Woo character just because he's a bit of a badass and says some cool shit every now and then. I haven't actually seen the show myself, but from what I've heard, it's pretty bad. Like, a lot of people loved it, but a lot of people are pointing out the fact that it's just like basically hype moments and aura with like literally no substance to it whatsoever. But hey, that's just what I've heard. Don't shoot the messenger. Now, I haven't seen the show myself, so I'm gonna withhold any comments on the quality of the show, but I gotta bring Solo Leveling up because there's one tiny interesting detail revolving this fan base. You know how I said at the beginning of the video that Deku got a lot of hate for crying? Well, what if I told you that solo leveling got hate, and more specifically Sung Jin Woo got hate, because guess what? He cried. And then that's when it finally clicked for me. People don't hate Zuko Midoriya because he's a crybaby, so per se. They hate him because he's not an alpha male or a farming sigma male that gets all the girls. Like, fuck actual good writing. Fuck the character actually having emotions. Nah, hype moments and over. I want hype moments and over and nothing more, nothing less. I mean, Deku got hate for crying, even though it was for serious moments. Like, for example, Season 1, where he meets All Might for the first time, and is told that he too can be a hero. Keep in mind, this is a boy who's been told his whole life that he is basically useless without a quirk. He was bullied by Katsuki, his whole life, and told by basically everyone else that just because he doesn't have a quirk, he can't be anything, he can't amount to anything in life. And to have someone finally say, hey, you too can be a hero, doesn't matter if you don't got a quirk or not, you can be a hero in your own way. Like hell, I'd probably be in tears myself if I was in Deku's position. And Sung Jin Woo cried in one episode because he reunited with his mum after not seeing her for a long time. Which, I'm sorry, like, I don't know, maybe the people that hated on that episode don't have loving relationships with their mothers or something, but a lot of people would probably be like that as well if they didn't see their family like that in a long time. Again, I'd probably be in tears myself if I was in Sung Jin Woo's position. Honestly, it's just so strange. Like, I don't know what kind of lives these kinds of fans have, but they mustn't be good ones if all they care about is power fantasies and hype moments and all that and getting girls and all that. And it's not even with anime as well. Like, going back to Resident Evil for a second, we all know that Resident Evil 9 came out. I've played it, I'm playing it right now for the background gameplay. This game is absolute fire. But there's one teeny little thing that some people, a handful of people, are not taking kindly to, and that is the new character on the block, Grace Ashcroft. Granted, from what I've seen, it's not as bad as like the Izuku Midoriya thing or the Sung Jin Woo thing, but it is very noticeable, I will say that. But what don't people like about her, you may ask? What do these basement-dwelling, unemployed, unshowered people not like about Grace Ashcroft? They don't like the fact that she shows fear in a situation that would invoke fear. If you play the game, you know that she is an awkward girl. She has social anxiety, doesn't really know how to talk to anyone, and she stutters. She's just basically an FBI analyst and has very minimal gun training. She knows how to use a gun, but she's not really a field agent like someone like Leon or Jill Valentine. She's basically an average citizen, basically, and she's been like thrust into this very awful situation, being kidnapped and planning to be used for nefarious purposes. Grace is basically any normal person that would be thrust into this situation, not knowing what the fuck's going on, not knowing what's happening, and is showing like a genuine reaction to being put in this situation. But once again, people just can't seem to handle the fact that not every character needs to be this over-the-top, buff, alpha male badass. Which is very strange to me because Leon was like this in RE2, granted not to the extent of Grace, but he too was scared shitless in this situation, yet I don't see anyone getting on Leon's case for that. Like, oh my god, what a weak bitch this guy is. Why isn't he just effortlessly mowing down all those zombies like a complete badass? Yeah, there's this cool little thing called character development. All the characters mentioned in this video have got character development, where characters start off one way, and then their experiences shape them into a completely different character, whether for better or for worse. If you can't handle that, then I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't be critiquing characters or just media in general. And with that being said, this is a good time to end the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell me your thoughts on the video and the topic in general. And if you like this one, please be sure to check out my previous videos. I upload every fortnight or every month whenever I can. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.